serial killers, right? Such as Jeffrey Dahmer?
Or Ed Gein.
Or what about Ted Bundy? Or perhaps John Wayne Gacy?
Do you know what all these serial killers have in common?
They're all men.
However, this video you're about to watch is about a female serial killer.
Not only was she female, she just happens to be one of America's most prolific female serial killers.
With a body count of 13, and still to this day, not all of them have been fully identified.
Nicknamed the Lady Bluebeard, Belle Gunness is the murderer you probably have never heard of.
So in tonight's episode, we travel to Porte, Indiana, where the infamous Belle Gunness property once stood.
We didn't know what to expect investigating a serial killer's farm, and that's something we've never done up to date. But the evidence that we capture within this video, by golly, it will make your ball sack shrink.
I was there that night. Let's just say things got weird.
You know paranormal devices? The things that you use on paranormal investigations? Yeah, that didn't work.
But you know what did work? A digital recorder, which seemed to pick up the voices of the victims of Lady Bluebeard.
So put on your headphones, get those little pink earbuds ready, tell grandma to shut the hell up, and get ready to watch a full-length documentary of a female serial killer.
But wait, before we get to that, make sure you smash that like button.
As well as hitting that notification bell that makes a little ring-a-ding-a-ding so you stay notified for future videos.
But last but not least, make sure you subscribe to Tommy's channel. Seriously, do it.
Well, you heard it from the man. Let's do this.
Look what you did to him!
I'm currently the LaPorte County historian. I've also been on the board of directors here for over 35 years of our LaPorte County Historical Society, and I'm a retired teacher after 40 years. Belle Gunness was born in 1859 in the small community of Selbu, Norway. Her parents were peasant farmers on a large farm, and when she was 21 years old, she decided to come to the United States. Her sister Nellie had already emigrated to the United States and was married, and they helped her to get her to the United States. She was about 21 years old, and after she was here and worked for a servant girl for a while, she got married to a man named Mads Anton Sorensen. They were not able to have any children of their own as far as we know, but they took in foster children, and they also seem to have adopted a few children. He had an insurance policy for $3,500, and she thought he needed to have a larger one, so he took out one for $5,000, and the one day the two overlapped happened to be the day that he died. It was on July 30th of that year. It looked very suspicious, but she still got the money from both of the insurance policies. People in the neighborhood were getting suspicious because some of the foster children had died in her care, and when her husband died mysteriously on that particular day, they got really suspicious. I think Belle decided she needed to get out of that neighborhood. So she was looking in some newspapers in the Chicago area to find a place to move, and she saw there was a farm for sale in LaPorte, Indiana. So she used the money that she got from the insurance policies and bought a farm in LaPorte and moved here with two foster children, Myrtle and Lucy Sorensen, and also a foster daughter that she was never allowed to adopt. That was Jenny Olson. So moved to the farm on McClung Road here in LaPorte. And after she was here for a while, she heard that a friend of hers she's known before, named Peter Gunness, his wife had just died. And she contacted him, and they managed to get together up in Minnesota, where he was living at that time, and convinced him to come down to LaPorte. And he had two little girls. One was just a few months old, and the other was a few years older. And so they came down here in April of 1902. Soon after they were here, about a month, they decided to get married. Within a week after they got married, the youngest little girl died in Belle's care. 8 months later, Peter Gunness also died. It was very mysterious because when they did investigating, she said, well, he was getting his shoes by the stove. They were getting warm there. It was in winter. And he went to put them on, and he accidentally bumped the stove, which also bumped a sausage grinder off of the shelf above his head, and claimed that he was hit in the head by this sausage grinder. Investigating was done. It looked more serious than that. And in fact, when the doctor came out, Peter was already dead. She convinced him that she didn't do anything, and so she got away with murder again. Soon after that, she got the idea to do advertisements in newspapers. She did a little ad that said, wanted a woman with a lovely farm, in excellent condition, would like to meet a man who would be partner in her farm. And so she put these ads in 3 different newspapers, one in Minneapolis, one in Chicago, and one in Decorah, Iowa. These were weekly Norwegian newspapers, read mainly by immigrant men who had come to the United States. Most of them came by themselves, just starting out as new immigrants, and they saw these ads in newspapers and started writing to her. We have no idea how many men came here, but we do know some of the men who came, and one of them was Andrew Helgelien. He was from South Dakota. He had a farm, but he was alone. He started writing to her, and they went back and forth for over 2 years before he finally decided, okay, I think I'm going to come. However, he broke her rules. She had rules. One was, sell everything you own, bring only cash, sew on your underwear for safety because you don't know who's out there that might rob you on the train, and tell me when you're going to arrive at the train station. I'll be right there to pick you up and bring you out to the farm. And don't tell anybody anything because it'll just be a secret between the two of us. Well, he broke her rules. He had a brother who lived not too far from his house, who had another farm. And he said, I'm going to visit this woman in Indiana. He didn't bring any money with him. And so he came on the train. She met him. He was here for a couple of weeks, actually, and finally decided, I think this is going to be okay. So he had his money wired from his bank in Aberdeen, South Dakota, to First National Bank in LaPorte. And 4 days later, they went to the bank to cash the check. She wanted it all in cash. It was over about $3,000. And the banker and Andrew both said, why don't you keep some money in the bank for safety? She says, no, I want it all in cash. And that next day, he disappeared. A few weeks later, she got a letter from the brother, Ashley Helgelien, in South Dakota. He had gone over to his brother's house and saw about 80 letters written by Belle Gunness to Andrew Helgelien in South Dakota. He read through the letters and decided, I want to find out what's going on here. He hasn't come home yet. He should have been home by now. So he wrote to her, and she actually wrote back to him and said, yes, he's been here, but he's gone. I have no idea where he's been. Well, he still never came home, and the brother kept writing. And he also wrote to the LaPorte Police Department, the First National Bank, and the LaPorte County Sheriff's Department, as well as Belle Gunness, sending a picture of his brother in each envelope. And the bank replied and said, we remember when he came to LaPorte. We recognize him from the photo. Remember because she wanted all the money in cash, so yes, he has been here. So Ashley kept writing and threatened to coming to LaPorte. Meanwhile, she had a hired man named Ray Lamphere. He worked for her for several months. They had become lovers. She would come to his bedroom at night. He had a room up above the kitchen in the house. And then after a while, when Andrew Helgelien came, then he got the room above the kitchen, and Ray Lamphere had to go out to the bar. He wasn't too happy about that. Ashley Helgelien kept threatening to come, and I think she was getting really nervous. She had to come up with a plan. And I feel that the plan she came up was, she fired Ray Lamphere. He kept trespassing on her farm. She had been arrested 4 times for trespassing. And then all of a sudden, on April the 27th, she went to her attorney, Melvin E. Leelighter, wanted her will done that day and signed and finalized. The next morning, on April the 28th, at 4 o'clock in the morning, Joe Maxson, the new hired man who was living upstairs, woke up to the smell of smoke, thinking it was time for breakfast. Realized it was only 4 o'clock in the morning and the house was on fire. He grabbed some of his items and got outside, ran around to the front door, trying to wake up Belle and the children. Neighbors were running down the street, realizing the house is on fire. They couldn't arouse anybody in the house. He even got a ladder to go up to the 2nd floor. Nobody was in the beds. So they said, you better get the fire department. So Joe got his horse and wagon, went into the port, got the fire department. They eventually got the fire out. The house was completely destroyed. And by that afternoon, they started going through the rubble of the house, looking for Belle and the children. In the last corner of the basement, they found the body of a woman and 3 children. The unfortunate thing was, the body of the woman had no head, so they couldn't officially identify it as Belle. Meanwhile, the First National Bank sent a copy of the local newspaper telling about the fire to Ashley Halgeline in South Dakota. He got on the train right away and came to LaPorte. After he got to LaPorte, he went to the sheriff, came out to the farm, says, I want to go through the rubble of the house and see if I can find any clues of my brother being here. They went through the basement, all the rubble, found no clues. The next day he decided, I'm not going home yet. I'm going back out to the farm. I want to see if I can't find something about my brother. So he came out to the farm, talked to Joe Maxson, and said, have you been burying anything on the farm? And Joe said, well, I did bury some garbage back in March. So they went over to that spot, got a shovel, started digging down, and they pulled out a gunny sack that he had buried with garbage in it. They pulled out everything in the garbage, in the gunny sack, the garbage, and they found some chicken heads, tin cans, and things like that. And they started pulling out an arm and a leg, another arm and a leg, and the torso and the head. Ashley Halgeline realized right away that that was his brother, Andrew. They went and got the sheriff. He came out. The sheriff said, let's keep digging. So they started digging in the next spot from there. In the next spot, they found a gunny sack, pulled it out. In the gunny sack was a 16-year-old foster daughter, Jenny Olson, that everybody thought had moved to California. Underneath there were 3 more bodies. News spread very, very quickly throughout the area about finding bodies on Belle Gunness's farm. They started digging, continued digging for about a week. Between 10,000 and 15,000 people came in just one weekend to watch the digging on the farm from all over the country. Even the New York Times, they had updates each day on how many bodies were being found on Belle Gunness's farm. So eventually they found 9 bodies on the farm property besides the 4 that were in the fire. If you take all the children and her 2 husbands, altogether she killed at least 19 people. It's very possible there may have been as many as 25 altogether. We'll probably never know if there were more bodies on the farm.
All right, so tonight we are at the infamous Belle Gunness property, and directly to the right of me, I don't even know if you can see it over there, is where the house once stood until it burned down 115 years ago to this date, which is absolutely insane. And where we're standing right now is said that 13 bodies, Bruce? 9 bodies were found in this area, and I believe, the 4 that were found in the fire. So right here, obviously, it doesn't look much like what it did years ago, but now there's a playground here, essentially. But it said right in here, also back in there, there's a pond, and as well as that's where they kept the hogs, right?
I saw an animal's eyes, but I think I just caught a light up there on my camera. Oh, is that it? Oh no, that's an actual light.
Okay.
Okay, never mind.
So we're hoping to try to get in contact with not only Belle Gunness, but as well as the 13 or on the property, or 9, right?
9 in here and 4 in the house.
Okay.
So 13.
Well, 13 in total on the property we're trying to get in contact with. But before we get into this, I want to introduce some of the people that are here with us tonight. So I am Tommy Tombstone. I'm trying to get in contact with Belle Gunness or anyone else that resides on this property. So come speak with us tonight. We want to get in contact with you and learn your history, and maybe you can tell us something that we didn't know.
Hi, I'm Randy, and I'm here to come in contact with Belle Gunness or any of her victims. If you would like to come and speak to me or maybe touch me or let me know you're here in any way, I'm here and welcome.
It's more of a quiet talk, but
Yeah.
it'll work. It'll do.
It was a quiet one.
Hi, I'm Aiden. I go by Butters Paranormal, and today we are here to talk to maybe Belle Gunness and her victims, and let's hope we have a good night.
We'll give a knock.
Hi, I'm Bruce Johnson. I'm a Porte County historian. I did the documentary film on the Gunness mystery on Belle Gunness, and I'm here just to learn about the experience tonight.
Give a knock. Do you want to knock?
I guess so.
I forgot that we didn't turn on the equipment, but that's all right. We'll turn them on right now. In the infamous basement, where when the house burned down, they found 3 bodies down in this, was the corner where Randy's at?
Yeah,
Right, Bruce? Right over there. 4 bodies.
4 bodies. Right
And it
over
was a woman with her head cut off, and then 2 children. 3 children. 3 children. Okay. And there was all in that same corner. Right? Yep. Obviously, there's not a lot of room down here, so as you can see. But that is the corner where they were found, and this is essentially the original basement of where it all happened 115 years ago. So, if there's anyone down here that would like to communicate, Belle, or any of the victims that were found down here, David. Could you make yourself known?
I thought I heard a yeah at the same time too, like a whispery yeah.
Well, I'm doing an EVP recording on my phone.
Oh, okay.
I can go back and listen.
Yeah, I was gonna say, see if you hear that, definitely, because I thought I heard, as soon as you said, is there any spirits here, I thought I heard yeah.
Like a disembodied voice?
Yeah. Like I literally thought I heard that over here by me.
So if you're here and if you just said something, there's a few devices down here in the basement that you can play with or touch, and you can set them off to let us know that you're here.
Lucy Sorensen, are you here?
Please give us... What is
Planchette.
I don't even know what that is.
it? You don't know what a planchette is?
Are you trying to tell us to use the spirit board?
Philip Gunness, are you here?
I have this little recording device, and I'm going to set this on the steps right here. And I would like someone to come forward and speak into this. We'll be able to hear your voice because we unfortunately cannot see you. So if you come up to this, I would like for you to answer some of the questions we were about to ask you. Recording. Try not to move around when we're doing this. So my name's Tommy, and I'm trying to figure out who set this house on fire. Belle, was that you?
Or was it Ray?
Ray, were you angry that you got kicked off the property 4 times? Is that why you did it?
Somebody was just making that K2 go off.
I saw that corner of my eye.
Is that you, Belle?
Dude, that spiked.
I was wealthy.
I was wealthy.
Wow.
We know that.
And she was pretty wealthy.
Did you take the money with you, Belle?
Who was the lady that was found here in the basement after the fire with her head cut off?
Try not to move around when we're doing this. So my name's Tommy, and I'm trying to figure out who set this house on fire. Belle, was that you? Or was it Ray? Ray, were you angry that you got kicked off the property 4 times? Or was it Ray? Ray, were you angry that you got kicked off the property?
It might have been just someone shuffling.
Yeah, it might have been my fault.
That's why you can't shuffle around and stuff.
Was it Ray? Ray, were you angry that you got kicked off the property 4
That
times?
was weird.
Is that why you did it?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That's like 2 answers right there, I believe.
Ray, were you angry that you got kicked off the property 4 times? Is that why you did it?
It says I did. Yeah. Hang on, I'll play this back.
Let me get over there.
Yeah, Randy. Randy has the ears for this.
The magic ears.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
It says I did.
I did.
We just asked if
Scared the hell out of me.
if you know Ray, the one that what it said?
You're scared of me.
I'm not scared of you. So we just asked if Ray, Ray, the one that got kicked off the property 4 times. So we just asked. Well, Randy asked. What did you say exactly?
I just said it, or was it Ray? Because you asked if Belle set the house
On
on
fire.
fire. And I said, or was it Ray?
And this is what it said.
Or was it Ray?
Here it comes.
Ray, were you angry that you got kicked off the property 4 times? Is that why you did it?
Did you hear it? It says I did.
You did it?
Do you hear? You don't hear it?
No, I have to put it up to my ear to hear this.
Got kicked off the
You can hear the
property 4
pronunciation.
times? Is that why you did it? Somebody was just making that K2 go off.
Saw that corner of my eye.
Basically, you can hear how do you pronounce how would you say that, Randy? It's like the vocal tone.
Yeah, you can hear the pronunciation.
Yeah, it's like I did.
Yeah, he really
Why
puts
would
emphasis
his-
on the did.
Why would his spirit be in here?
Comedy.
Is this
So,
comedy?
He had an emotional attachment to this place, so obviously he's dead now. I would assume.
He died in the prison.
But he had an emotional
A year
attachment
later,
to
right?
this property and with
Tuberculosis.
Belle. So I mean, spirits don't even have to come from that property to be there.
Yeah.
And
Maybe
it
he's
might not
just
even. I'm
visiting.
not saying it's him or anything. It could just be any spirit just bullshitting.
Yeah, it could be pretending to be him or.
But either way, I think I'm gonna play this one more time.
Yeah.
So This is basically, I think it's like a minute 30 in. But if you listen, you can hear the vocal tone and everything.
Or was it Ray? Ray, were you angry that you got kicked off the property 4 times? Is that why you did it?
It says, I did.
Somebody else is making that cake.
And sometimes they're very quiet. It's not always going to be like, hello.
Right.
A lot of them, they're like very whispery
Mm-hmm.
and everything, but you can hear it like.
And their voice will be elongated too, like the way they
What's
say
that
it.
device it just said?
Voice recorder.
This is a voice recorder. Seems like someone spoke. Okay, so we're back down in here. We took a short break. Bruce just left, so unfortunately we don't have him to ask questions.
His expertise.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Aiden knows quite a
I
bit.
protect this place.
I protect this place. Why do you protect this place? Is it because you once lived here and the things you did here? You know, Belle, if you're here and you're listening, what you did is pretty fucked up.
You are a sick fuck, you know that?
Insult to injury.
Drain camera.
Drain camera.
Oh. Whose camera you want to drain?
So we gotta remove one of the mill rims over here. So if there's anyone down here, and it seems like there was earlier, can you make your presence known? Give us a sign. Whether it be one of the victims or Belle.
Or her kids.
That too. I noticed Randy, we just left a little abandonment session there essentially. And on the Spirit Talker, it said Ginny Olsen.
Yeah, Jenny Olsen is the adopted daughter of Belle Gunness.
So that could have been a weird coincidence, but still, it's quite odd.
Yeah.
So if there's anyone down here still, please give us a sign.
There's a little black box over there with a green light on it. If you come up and touch that, that'll let us know that you're here.
Our remains,
Wow.
dude. What the hell, man?
If your remains are down here, can you touch that black box over there?
There were remains found down here, 100%.
And it's right over where your remains were found.
I know you're gone and not in this realm essentially anymore. That doesn't mean you're gone forever. We want to remember you, so please make your presence known. It's very tragic what happened, but we want to make sure that you're all right and show people that you're still very much alive, maybe not in this world, but in somewhere else. I'm going to use this little recording device again, and I'm going to set this over here in the corner where the bodies were found. That's just the thing. I accidentally bumped that. So I want you to walk up to that silver recorder where that purple light was just flashing, and I want you to tell me who's all down here, whose bodies were found down in this basement. We're trying to help you. We're trying to find answers to an unsolved mystery, essentially. But you got to give us a sign, or you got to speak to us so we know that you're here. Ray, I believe you answered one of our questions earlier. Are you still here? You were found guilty, maybe not for murder, but for arson. But did you? What is it? Burn? No shit, dude. But did you? What is it? Burn? No shit, dude. But did you? What is it? Burn? No shit, dude. But did you? What is it? Burn? No shit, dude. So were you the one, Ray? Were you the one that for sure burned down this house 115 years ago? I'm gonna play this back. I'm gonna walk back over here. Here we go. Let me know if you hear anything. So I want you to walk up to that silver recorder where that purple light was just flashing, and I want you to tell me who's all down here, whose bodies were found down in this basement.
Help me.
We're trying to help you. We're trying to find answers to an unsolved mystery, essentially. But you gotta give us a sign, or you gotta speak to us so we know that you're here. Ray, I believe you answered one of our questions earlier. Are you still here? You were found guilty. Maybe not for murder, but for arson. But did you? You said burn. Burn? No shit, dude.
I saw it coming up.
What was that?
I don't know what
Did you hear that? It sounded like someone said, yeah.
I thought I heard something.
What was
I
that?
thought it was something falling.
Listen. You were found guilty. Maybe not for murder, but for arson. But did you? What is it? Burn. Burn? No shit.
Wow. I saw it coming up, and I'm like,
Whoa.
That was creepy.
That was loud.
yeah, clear.
Listen to that again, dude.
But did you? What is it? Burn. Burn? No shit.
I saw it coming
Did
up.
you hear
and
that,
I'm
right,
like,
John?
That's crazy.
So were you the one, Ray? Were you the one that
What
for
kind
sure
of voice
burned
is
down
that?
this
That
house?
sounds
Like a little kid or something.
It sounds like a kid or a
Oh.
female.
Play it again, dude. That's clear.
But did you? What is it? Burn. Burn? No shit.
Oh my god, dude.
Wow.
What the hell is that?
Nothing else. But you know what's so funny, dude? As soon it said burn on the spirit talker,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're like burn, and then it's like yeah,
Yeah.
like it's
Wow.
like
It
someone,
revved it up.
yeah, like it's just like I don't know who it was, whether it be Belle or whatever, but whoever did it, they're like yeah, burn. I don't know who it was, whether it be Belle or whatever, but whoever did it, they're like yeah, burn. I don't know who it was, whether it be Belle or whatever, but whoever did it, they're like yeah, burn. I don't know who it was, whether it be Belle or whatever, but whoever did it, they're like yeah, burn.
I think we may have been speaking with Ray, but I think now we're speaking with maybe Belle, and she may have scared Ray out of here.
Well, I mean,
Because
got
that's
him
a
arrested what, 4 times for coming on the property?
4 times, yeah.
Well, that's a raspy woman's voice, is what it sounds
Yeah,
like.
yeah. Dude, that is, and you know what I'm thinking too, is so far like no devices are going off whatsoever, and it's like that our bookstore investigation that we did. No devices were going off, and then all of a sudden we just got these EVPs. So I feel like this is more of an audible investigation. It seems like it's going to be. So I feel like we should just keep going with the EVPs,
Yeah, I agree.
and maybe even try a Estes session or like a spirit box session down here as well. Being down in the original basement of the Gunness house was just so surreal.
Being down there made me feel uncomfortable, knowing what took place years ago.
Being a paranormal investigator, you never know what to expect coming into these locations. Going into this basement, I really didn't know what to expect. I expected something strange to happen, but what you just witnessed, I did not expect whatsoever. The fact that it lined up with the questions we were asking, and not only that, the responses we got were from past victims or people that were associated with Belle Gunness.
So Tommy asked, who set the house on fire? Was it Belle Gunness? And then I asked, was it Ray?
And then I proceed to ask, Ray, are you upset that you got kicked off this property 4 times? In which he actually did. It's actually documented. And we get a response through the recorder saying, I did. Could this possibly be Ray Lamphere coming through to us?
So I was right there when it came through, and you could clearly hear the pronunciation, in which I believe to be Ray coming through.
To me, this was a question that was answered pertaining to the feelings of Ray Lamphere being upset that he was kicked off the property 4 times. I don't know how much more clear that can be.
The next portion of paranormal evidence that we captured lined up so perfectly, it was spine-tingling.
I can't even fathom how perfectly that lined up. It was just unreal. I was talking about how Ray Lamphere was not found guilty for murder, but the people thought that he was possibly a suspect. But he was found guilty for arson. And right after I said that, the spirit talker says burn. I was like, are you shitting me? And then right after it says burn, a voice comes through out of nowhere. A disembodied voice says, yeah. Like, what the hell, dude? Like, if you had any, like, series of paranormal evidence that lines up to, like, a story that's, like, 100% true, it's right there in front of you, right there. Out of this whole investigation, that had been one of the most spot-on series of responses I've ever captured within my tenure of paranormal investigating.
But the real question is, was it Ray that set the house on fire? Or was he involved with Belle to try to cover up her disappearance?
And which ties into the next response that we captured, which is a disembodied voice saying both. Now, if you think about this for a second, we were just talking, literally just talking bullshitting about the response we got previously to this response about the disembodied voice / EVP. Is this answering to the possibility of Belle Gunness and Ray Lamphere having a connection together involving with the possible murders? I don't know. To me, it's very bizarre, and it's something I didn't even notice until post-production.
And you think that was the end of the voices that we heard at the Belle Gunness property? Just wait until we go outside.
Alright, so we're going to give it one last go out here. We were just told that we got to be out of here by 1, so... Is there... No, I was just saying we have to be out of here by 1, so... Do you have the... The old misery whistle? Someone seems to be stepping over there.
I mean, this area is like getting a lot of...
Alright. Without further ado, see if we can get this to ramp up.
Yep, we're gonna call out to any spirits that may want to communicate with us. That last ding.
He was like, wait a second, what the hell was that? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Finally.
Whoever touched that, can you touch that again one more time, please? That went to purple, too, for a second.
Did you hear that?
What are you hearing?
There's something creaking out there.
I just heard it, yeah. This is your last chance to any of the victims that were sadly killed by Belle Gunness to come forward and show us that you're still here, even if you're in pain or suffering. We just want to make it clear.
That sounds like something clawing at the tree.
That, or it sounds like someone being hung, dude.
That's what I was thinking.
It sounds like
Oh
someone
my
being
god,
I
dude.
don't hear it. I'll have to go back and listen.
Someone touched that mailroom, though.
Yeah.
Can you touch that black box again? Go over to the stairs over there, to that black box by those vines, and touch that little antenna for us, please. No, not the music box. Other side.
If there was someone buried here, right in this area, which we were told this is where they found the bodies. Anyone that was buried here and tragically died on this property, please come forward and make yourself known. This is one of the last opportunities we have to speak with you tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna pack up and leave here soon.
Who's ever walking in front of that box that keeps playing music? What's going on?
What did you hear?
Can you walk over to this device again with the antenna and touch this? Just like that. You did it just a few moments ago. We're about to blow this whistle again.
Alright, any spirits that want to communicate with us, this is your calling right here.
That was quiet. Give it one more loud one. Dude. It sounds like someone's walking over there in that corner. It's like footsteps, dude.
You guys were all over here. I was over there, and I was getting the freakiest, like, feeling.
What that say?
What the fuck is...
Whoa.
Know what that word is? Sentient?
That means it can think. Yeah, that means like a sentient being is someone who's like capable of thought.
Okay, if... Oh!
What?
I think that's going off, isn't it?
No.
What the hell? I'm hearing shit then.
If there's a spirit in the...
What the fuck?
You hear that?
If there's a spirit in the...
What the fuck?
You hear that?
If there's a spirit in the...
What the fuck?
You hear that?
If there's a spirit in the...
What the fuck?
You hear that?
Holy shit!
I heard a whisper.
Did you hear hey?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. No,
No.
dude. Oh my god, dude. Like, I got goosebumps from fucking hell.
Look, same.
What the fuck was that?
Goosebumps from hell, dude. I heard that.
It
too.
literally said hey.
Yeah, I didn't think
It was
that.
like, hey.
I thought it was coming from that thing, and then I... Wow, somebody snuck up behind us.
Well, there's clearly
They're
someone's...
right there.
Did Belle Gunness come up behind Randy?
Dude, that... I wonder if we even got that in the audio on here.
I don't know. That was spooky,
Your new
though.
mic.
Turn this...
Child.
Child, wow.
You know who was buried over here? Was
Children
one of the...
or
Was,
daughter?
was one of her daughters buried over here?
Yeah, the oldest, Jenny.
The one that
Yep.
thought ran away.
The one that was supposed to
No,
go to California.
no, it said she went to college in California, but she never
She
left.
never went there, yeah.
Jenny, is this you? Did you just say hey to me and Randy?
Didn't one of the men that Belle had come here to work for have a liking for Jenny, too? Yeah,
That's right.
that's why Belle didn't like her. Is that true, Jenny? You out here with us?
Dude, I'm telling you, Randy and I were sitting right here, and I mean, it's like it came between our ears,
Yeah.
and it was like a, hey.
Yeah, because I was like this, and I thought it was the music box, and then I thought it might have been the Mel Rem sounding off, but neither one of them were like sounding
No,
off.
it was like a child, female.
Yeah, I
But you guys were hearing stuff down there.
Well, yeah, we were just hearing the footsteps too. It was over in that area. It's
Like
not.
leaves crunching?
No, it was like
Yeah.
something like just walking around over there. So they're definitely like
Around us
around
now.
here, but they're just not setting off the devices.
Yeah.
It seems like it's just mostly audio here, like just whispers and voices, more so than touching the devices.
Yeah, I think when they find the energy to touch the devices, they do, but you know, when they can't, then they're just like, I can't do it. I'm at rest, you know, like
Yeah.
basically it's saying don't leave. I'm very lonely. You know, it's saying all these things like it's sad basically that nobody's here to communicate with it, and whoever we're communicating with.
But also,
What?
what about the child? She
Yeah.
mentioned her son would talk to a child ghost who was crying.
Yeah, over here.
He was afraid.
Crying over in the
over
bushes
here.
over here.
My son started talking to people I couldn't see. I was like, who are you talking to? And he never said, like, my friend. He always referred to them as ghosts.
Should we try another EVP over there?
Is that the...
One more, and I think it's almost like one.
Yeah, I was saying it's probably gonna be it. 1229. Come over here.
No, don't back up. No.
The
What did it
children
just-
play?
The
What?
children play.
The children play.
If there's any children here or anyone that resides on the property still that's trapped here, I'm so sorry. But can you let us know how you feel and if you want out? Is there a little kid out here playing?
Is it Philip?
Is there a female out here with us? You don't have to be afraid anymore. What's done has been done. We just want you to move on.
I'm listening to you.
I hope wherever you're at that you're not suffering or feel any pain. And I wish I could help. But all I can do is try to communicate with you and see how you're feeling. Like I said, you're not forgotten. Yeah, I heard that.
Real?
Real. Yes, I am being real with you. We're still living in real life in this time period in 2023. I don't know what time period you're from, but you may be from early 1900s, perhaps, if you actually died on this property.
If there's any children here or anyone that resides on the property still that's trapped here, I'm so sorry. But can you let us know how you feel and if you want out? Is there a female out here with us? What's done has been done. We just want you to move on.
I'm listening to you.
Where are you listening from?
I hear, yeah, I hear
Did
it.
I say I'm right here?
I'm listening to you.
Where are you listening from?
Yep.
I'm right here.
It's really
Oh
faint.
my god.
But it says I'm right here.
It's a female.
I'm listening to you.
Where are you listening from?
I was home.
I couldn't hear because that damn thing.
It said I was hung.
I was hung.
Maybe before that time they
Wait, hang
hung
on a
people
second
there.
here. Hang on a second here.
I turned that off.
Earlier we were hearing what sounded like
Creaking of
like
a rope.
someone hanging from a rope, and then it just said I was hung here.
What if someone was hung here? Maybe
Okay,
someone committed or someone was hung here for a reason.
Let me play this back again because
I'm listening to you.
Where are you listening from?
right there.
Yep.
Keep it playing. Let's hear it
One more
play.
time.
Where are you listening from?
Wow.
We're still living in real life in this time period in 2023. I don't know what time period you're from, but you may be from early 1900s.
I am
perhaps.
beside you,
Actually
dude.
died on this property.
I'm right
Which
here.
which side? And which person you're right beside?
Can you touch the
Can you
person
tell us
you're
what
beside?
death is like?
It almost sounds like the leaves being rustled
So,
around.
what I'm getting out of this is, first of all, when Randy and I were standing there, we got the voice that said, "Hey," right between our ears. It's clear. I don't know if you could, maybe in post-production we'll hear it or not. I'm not sure.
It said girl.
Girl.
Wow.
Fuck, dude, this is adding up to be really creepy now.
Yeah.
You got that.
Girl.
We're hearing footsteps over there. So we go over there and we try another EVP. Well, we do that. And then we get the, we were saying, what did that say? Guilty.
Maybe it's talking about right.
Dude.
This is adding up to be really creepy right now.
Yeah.
Like shit's getting weird. Anyways, so we do that, and then it says, basically it said, "I'm right here," and then it says, I'm beside you."
Yeah.
So clearly there's someone, and it seems like, and then it just said a girl, said children playing. So clearly there's some female child presence
Yep.
around us.
Could be Jenny, could be Myrtle, or could be Lucy.
Yeah.
And now these responses on the Spirit Talker that are just lining up.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? My battery was just at 67%. As you can see on John's, look at that. Show the battery on that. Before we did that last EVP, it was at 67, and now it's in the red.
Wow.
Like, that is just bizarre.
Something's sucking the energy out of this stuff.
All right, here we go. This is our last EVP. All right, this is the last time we're going to communicate with you for the night, and we're going to leave. We're going to leave this property. And I don't know if... Speaking. Yes, I am speaking. And I don't know when we'll ever be back. So I just want to make it clear to whoever's been communicating with us out here that we appreciate you for making your presence known. And like I said, you're not going to be forgotten. If there's a little child out here, a little girl, can you say one last thing for us into this little recorder? Let your voice be heard. Was that you?
I heard that. No, that was not me.
You didn't just whisper?
No.
What
the fuck?
I thought I heard something. It sounded like a leaf crunching.
Let your voice be heard. Let your voice be heard. Let your voice be heard.
But that was not me.
I just said let your voice be heard.
That was right in between me and
us.
him again.
We all heard it?
I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard something.
Yeah, I thought it was you.
I'll have to. I need to, because I'm filming right now, and I'm gonna go over that.
What'd you
footage.
ask?
I said, can you make your voice be heard?
I think I heard I can do that. Like,
Really?
Like literally right here. Like I heard like a voice just now.
What in
And
the
I
world?
thought it was him whispering.
No.
Hey,
I was completely
Let's
fine.
just
No,
listen.
wait.
No, not listen to that.
What did it say?
The woods.
Whoa.
What the? Dude, this is adding up
We're
so
right
hardcore.
by the woods.
Alright, let's just be quiet for a second. One more time. Can you make your voice be heard for us so we can capture it in this recorder to prove that you still exist?
Listen to this.
What?
If you were one of the ones that got killed by Belle, who was the one that set the house on fire? We want this mystery to be solved. Who set the house, the Belle Gunness house, on fire 115 years ago at 4 in the morning? This is your last chance. Any last things you have to say to us, tell us right now.
This is our last EVP. Alright, this is the last time we're going to communicate with you for the night. And we're going to leave. We're going to leave this property. And I don't know if... Speaking. Yes, I am speaking. And I don't know when we'll ever be back. So I just want to make it clear to whoever's been communicating with us out here that we appreciate you for making your presence known. And like I said, you're not going to be forgotten. There's a little child out here.
The camera just died.
Whoa.
Building.
Building?
One last thing for us.
Are you building up power right now? Did you just steal?
Let your voice be heard. Was that you?
Yeah.
I heard that.
Go back.
Go back.
There was
yeah.
something there.
I think that was what
I'm not gonna be able to hear this with a dick in
Let your voice be heard.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yep.
Was it the hay? Was it like a hay?
I think it was either hay or...
Recorder. Let your voice be heard.
Heard.
Heard. Wow.
What is it? Heard?
What did it
I
say?
think it said heard.
What did that just say?
Let your voice be heard.
Heard.
Yeah.
Heard.
Wow.
Heard. No way.
Those lights just
Nope.
came on over there too.
We want this mystery to be solved. Who set the house, the Belle Gunness house, on fire 115 years ago?
Jesus
at
fucking
4 in the
Christ.
What?
You get touched?
It felt like something like...
I told them to touch us if you were standing next to us.
Dude, what the fuck?
What?
It felt like something like tapped me on the fucking shoulder. That wasn't you.
Like this?
Yeah, was that you?
No, it was not me. I was
I told
like
you.
right
This is
here.
your last chance. Any last things you have to
Jesus
say to
fuck,
us?
dude. Like,
Tell us right now.
felt like someone literally tapped me on the shoulder, like they're trying to get my attention. This is pretty much our time frame to be cut at this point, but I mean, it's sad because at the end here it got really like emotional kind of,
Yeah.
and it just like everything started to add up.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I'm almost certain it seemed like it was a female child presence
Yeah.
that was following us around right in here.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just baffled by that. This was definitely the best evidence of the night. And, you know, I hate to leave this location, but with that being said, I feel like this place might not get flashy devices going off or anything like that, but it's more of a audible, disembodied voice EVP type of investigation. And if you're for that, you got to come check out the Belle Gunness property, because it's definitely active and it's just more behind the scenes. So with that being said, once again, that light just kicked on again.
Yeah.
It's a motion sensor.
Yeah, but why is it going on?
She said it goes on for no reason.
All right, well,
Till next time, see you on the next one. At the beginning of this investigation, we started outside, and we didn't really seem to pick up much. We had a few cat balls going off here and there. I was a little bit disappointed. That was until we went into the basement. Obviously, down there, it got very, very weird. And then we went outside a second time, and just shit hit the fucking fan.
After we went outside for the second time, I didn't think we were gonna top the evidence that we caught inside, but that wasn't until I blew the death whistle.
So Randy blows the whistle, and at first, you know, everything goes quiet. Like a moment in time just stands still. It's so hard to describe, and then it's like, okay, is anything gonna happen? And then all of a sudden, we start getting these voices that come through out of nowhere. As someone that started off in cemeteries, I've never really received disembodied voices coming through outside. But the question is, was this triggered from the death whistle itself?
So the first voice that came through, Tommy and I were just standing there, and Tommy asked if there were any spirits, and out of nowhere, we just heard a hey.
And when this said hey, it was so loud and clear. That's why you saw me like freak out and jump, because it literally sounded like literally a human being was between Randy and I, and literally just went, hey, and literally Randy's like, did you just hear that? Like, when you hear it in the audio in the video, it's nothing compared to when we heard it in actual real time in real life. Like, it was so loud.
And then we started to get these spirit talker responses that lined up so perfectly, indicating that there was a young female spirit around us.
So where we were standing, you know, was where the 9 bodies were buried. One of those bodies was in fact a young female. Was this Jenny Olsen coming through the spirit talker device, or just a strange coincidence?
So one of the last compelling pieces of evidence that we captured that night was when we did our final EVP session, and Tommy asked, can you let your voice be heard? A spirit came through and said, heard.
So just like the hey disembodied voice we heard previously, it was very similar to that. It was something that was like, did you just say that? Everyone looked at each other and were like, At first I thought it was Aiden, and then in post-production I clearly saw that it was not Aiden. It was clearly a voice coming through to let us know that, hey, we hear you. The voices that came through was just truly remarkable in the fact of that it just lined up so well. Not only that, it pertained to what happened with the Belle Gunness story. All in all, this was just such a insane experience to just be where a serial killer literally lived. Like, this was her everyday life on this property, and where she dug these bodies, and just knowing that, like, we were literally standing right where it all happened. And that's the craziest thing to me.
So I came to this location not expecting too much. When we arrived, I knew beforehand that it was only the foundation and the land that was original. I wasn't expecting to hear all the voices that we captured and the disembodied voices that we heard with our own ears. If I could go back, I definitely would. Great experience, and definitely another favorite to add to the list.
With that being said, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can stay notified to all the future content that's coming out, because we got some big things coming up. I can't say it's hush hush. Not only that, make sure you leave a comment down below. You can say whatever you want. You can say, Tommy, you have a nice nipple. I don't give a shit. Not only that, make sure you subscribe to Randy's channel. His link will be down in the description. And with that being said, I will see you guys eventually. Ciao.
Worshiping the devil.